it's Carter, it's me, Froggy.
It's time to read.
It's time to read. I can't wait to read.
Yes, today's story is The Man in His Caps.
The Man in His Caps. I remember that story when I was a kid. I remember my mom telling my story, and my grandmother told my mom that story, and my great-grandmother told my grandmother that story. Way to go, wow.
Look right here, a folk tale.
A folk tale? What's a folk tale?
That is a story that, just like you said, it goes back a long way back in your family. It's like a traditional story that goes way, way, way back in years. So great-grandparents read it to their children, and then they kept reading it every year until guess who gets to hear it now?
Oh, the kids today on the first grade.
That's right.
Wow.
It's a traditional story. That's what a folktale is.
Oh, so cool, so cool.
And since the story is a folktale, they said the picture is by Jan Dyer. That means she drew the pictures, but the story, she couldn't have made up the story because it's a
folktale.
Right,
wow.
and it goes way, way back. And sometimes with folktales, you don't know who made it up. It's just something that families share with
passed
each other.
on and passed on and passed on.
Right. So let's see. This story is about a man who has caps for sale. He has many caps, and he wears them all on his head. One day, all but one of the man's caps are missing. Find out if he gets back his caps.
Oh, okay. Let's do this.
All right. Let's do this.
Let's go. Here we go. Here we go.
A Man in His Caps, a folk tale. Once there was a man who had many caps for sale. He had the caps on his head. First, he had on his old brown cap. On top of the brown cap, he had orange caps. On top of the orange caps, he had blue caps. On top of the blue caps, he had yellow caps. And on the very top, he had red caps. Every day, the man would walk up one street and down another, and he would call, "Caps for sale! Caps for sale!"
Oh, wow.
What color, do you remember what color was his own cap that he wore?
I think it was brown. Brown.
That's right. He had the very first cap on his head was his cap, and it was brown. Very good. Cool. Good job. Let's see what happens.
Okay, let's see.
One day, no one wanted a cap, not even a red one. Well, thought the man, I may as well get some sleep. So he walked off and found a big tree to sleep under. The man made sure all his caps were in place. Then he went to sleep. How did he make sure they were in place? What do you think he did?
I guess he held them or he leaned up against a tree.
Right, he probably felt on top of his head to see that he still had all the caps that he was going to sell.
Oh, wow.
Then, when the man got up, he put up his hand to see if his caps were all in place. All he had was the old brown cap. He looked in front of him, no caps. He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked all around the trees. What do you think?
I don't know. What happened?
No caps.
No caps. Whoa. What happened to his caps? I wonder.
That's very interesting. How could he sleep and not feel them leaving his head? Don't you wonder?
I wonder.
I think he found them. He looked up in the tree, and there he saw monkeys. And each monkey had a cap on his head. Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, the monkeys took his head.
Do you think the monkeys are trying to be mean, or are they just playing around?
Probably monkeys. They were probably playing.
Right. They were just playing around. They found something fun to play with. Just like if a dog sees a shoe or something. They're not trying to be mean. You monkeys, you! The man shouted, shaking his right hand. You give me back my caps! The monkeys only shook their hand back at him and shouted, Tisk!
Oh, boy, monkeys are funny.
They are. Did they give him the hats back?
I don't know. Let's see.
Nope. He didn't get his hats back, did he?
No, he's still shaking his hand at him.
And what did the monkeys do? He shook his hand, and the monkeys did what?
Tisk. They made a sound.
And they shook their hands,
and they
didn't
shook their hands back at him.
Mm-hmm. You monkeys, you, the man shouted, shaking his left hand at them. You give me back my caps! The monkeys only shook their hands back at him and shouted, Tisk! So what are the monkeys doing?
They're mocking the man.
That's right. What does mocking mean?
That means they're just doing what he did.
Right. But did the man notice that yet?
I don't think so. I think
'Cause
he
if-
was so angry he just wanted his hats back.
Oh, you monkeys, you! The man shouted as he stomped his right foot. You give me back my caps! What do you think the monkey's going to do?
The monkeys, I don't know. What are they going to do? I think they just looked at him.
The monkeys only shouted back at him, Disc! You monkeys, you! The man said as he stamped his left foot. Give me back my caps! The monkeys only called back, Disc!
Ooh, well, I wonder what's going to happen, Miss Carter. Ooh.
Now, the man was very angry. He was so angry that he took off his old brown cap and threw it down. Then what do you think they did?
The monkeys threw down their caps. Oh, they were mocking him. Yeah.
Yeah. Then each monkey took off its cap and threw it down. So the man got all his caps and put them back on his head. First, he put on the old brown cap. That was whose cap?
That was his cap.
On top of the brown cap, he put his orange caps. On top of the orange caps, he put his blue caps. On top of the blue caps, he put his yellow caps. And on the very top, he put his what?
Red caps.
Right. Remember, he always put what on top?
The red caps. Yeah.
Then he went back to walking up and down the street calling, Caps for sale! Caps for sale!
Oh, what a cool story. Wow.
Isn't that an awesome story?
That's awesome. That is so awesome.
And that's the end.
And that's the end? Oh, well. Hey, hold on, Miss Carter. Hold on. I got something for you.
Wait. I want to ask you a question. How did he get his caps back?
He threw his cap off. And when he threw his cap off, the monkeys threw his caps off too.
That's right. The monkeys knew. And how do you think the man felt when he found that his caps were missing?
I think he was just trying to find them. He didn't know how they were missing.
That's right. And what do you think the man will do the next time he decides to sleep under a tree?
I think he will probably take his hats off and not take them with him.
Right. He'll find a way to maybe make sure there are no monkeys in the tree.
And make sure there's no monkeys in the tree. Yes, that's
Or
pretty good.
fall asleep in a place where he knows is safe and he won't have to go through that.
That's true. Hey, Miss Carter, wait. I got something to show you.
You have something? Okay, you've been trying to show me
hold on,
something.
hold on.
Let me
Here we
search you. Ooh, what do you have?
Look at me. It's
Oh,
me,
you
Froggy.
have a hat!
I got a cap too. Yes.
Oh, you do? I like your new cap.
Thank you, Mrs. Carter. Thank you.
Wow.
Well, thank you.
That's a beautiful cap.
Yes.
It's got lots of gold on it.
Lots of gold and it's really cool to wear.
Well, you know what? Thank you for showing us your cap.
Thank you.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
And thank you, Mrs. Carter. I'll see you later, first grade.
Bye.